Welcome to the Goalbusters Expert Peak Productivity Tips podcast, where top business experts get just 7 minutes to answer 5 rapid-fire questions about what they do and how they stay productive. Each episode is packed with actionable insights to help boost your efficiency and achieve your goals. Let's dive in and unlock the secrets to peak performance.
Well, hello everyone. My name is Robin J. Emden and I'm an accountability coach and the author of Get Resultsology, The Science of Getting Stuff Done. I work with people who run their own business. No boss, distractions everywhere, and never enough hours in the day. Together, we cut through the noise, sharpen their focus, and follow through on the big ideas that actually move the needle. That's what I call the momentum formula. Do it today, profit tomorrow, and repeat. So, if that sounds like the kind of breakthrough that you've been looking for, then you're in exactly the right place. And speaking of being in exactly the right place, I am delighted to welcome our guest expert today, Catherine B. Roy. Catherine is an internationally recognized business and personal growth coach, best-selling author, and keynote speaker dedicated to helping others do what they love with freedom and purpose. A former Forbes Coaches Council member and Mensa affiliate, she is founder of LHM Academia and creator of the LHM System for Holistic Success. Her best-selling book, Live From Your Heart and Mind, has inspired clients in over 30 countries and earned global media acclaim. Catherine, welcome to Goalbusters.
Thank you so much, Robin. I'm very happy to be here with you.
I'm delighted you're here too. And whereabouts in the world are you, Catherine?
I'm in Novi Sad, Serbia.
Oh, wow. You are definitely my first guest from Serbia. You're very welcome indeed. That's quite special as far as I'm concerned. I haven't been to Serbia, but now I feel like I have. I feel like I know the whole country already. I've only known you 5 minutes, but that's a start, isn't it?
Exactly.
Anyway, that's me waffling on. Should we do the questions instead?
Yes, please.
All right, I'll get the clock up on the screen. And there it goes. Catherine, could you tell me, please, who is your ideal client?
Well, I love helping coaches, consultants, entrepreneurs, and small business owners to grow their businesses online because I was programmer for 15 years. So my jam is actually high tech, and this is my favorite customer segment group.
Fantastic. All right. So what exactly then is the problem or problems that you solve?
Well, usually it comes to not having enough time, not having enough money, struggling with business. So we are resolving that with creating powerful business models and implementing high technology to resolve all of these things that every one of us who is in the entrepreneurship space is actually facing.
Yes, talk about high technology. Wasn't it splendid for those people? Well, when time of recording, yesterday was the day when half the internet went down. Talk about high technology. That was hilarious. No, it wasn't. No, that was not nice. All right. So what is one valuable free action that the audience can implement that will help them to solve these problems, Catherine?
Actually, it's very simple. I was pretty much surprised, but LinkedIn changed my life and the whole business. I was behind the scenes with LinkedIn editorial team and actually learned that LinkedIn is not a social media. It's one of the most powerful search engines in existence when it comes to B2B, even to B2C. So treating LinkedIn as a web page and a web shop practically is one of the best things which can be done very fast and get results very fast.
Oh, you can't see it, but right now I'm leaning in and listening to every word because LinkedIn is very much where my focus has gone, literally in the last few days. So
I'm very happy about that.
I've been on there for years, but I've never done much with it. But that's interesting. Anyway, I can't take up more of your time about that on here, but that's fascinating that you mentioned that. So now that we have a better understanding, or a little bit better understanding of what you do, because obviously I don't give you a lot of time. So let's dive briefly into goal busting, which is focusing on how to maximize productive time to achieve your business goals. Could you share any tips or advice for someone looking to improve their productivity habits, please, Catherine?
Absolutely, yes, because I have organize specific days for specific activities. So I am on interviews only on specific days. I have clients only on specific days. And also during the day, I have a so-called 5 to 15 minutes rule where I focus on one explicit thing without any distraction. And we can be very much surprised how we can actually achieve a lot in a time slot which is completely blocked from any type of distraction, including a mobile phone or whatever it is. So it's kind of pretty simple. I automated in business everything that I could so that I don't need a huge team or anything like that. This is the first thing. And then I roll out my timeline and the calendar so it reflects focus on one thing at a time.
Yes, actually, you packed more than one tip in there, which is rather brilliant. Thank you so much for doing that because they were awesome
I
tips
have
as
to be
well.
quick.
You have to be quick, but that's what we're all about, isn't it? Being productive. But you did it brilliantly, and thank you so much for that. So I don't know if this will be the final question, but it is the final of our 5. What should I have asked you today that I didn't, Catherine? And your answer, please.
Well, there are three specific things every business has to focus on. That's visibility, business model, and technology. And when it comes to visibility, LinkedIn is the number one. Networking through LinkedIn, media, and personal brand. When it comes to business model, customer segments, relationships, multiple revenue streams, partnerships, activities, and then we implement technology. If we do one of these three things and not all three, this is the fire triangle, it's going to collapse. So we can't go all in for one thing. We have to cover everything. And then we have a sustainable business which will bring us passive income, first of all, and we can focus on bringing in the active income on the side.
Fantastic. And we do have time for another question, which I was rather hoping for actually, because I want to go back to what you've been saying about LinkedIn, because I am genuinely finding my feet with that. I don't know, as you said, you obviously clearly know quite a bit about it. Now, I've met people through this podcast who also swear by LinkedIn. Most of them go for the free model, but there is a paid for model as well. And obviously, there are differences. In your experience, what would you recommend to your clients? Can they do enough on the free model, or is the paid for model an absolute must?
They can do enough for a free model, but the paid model is actually showing a kind of seriosity and credibility on the network. And network is giving more opportunities in terms of connecting with more people. Free model is limited for that. But all the tactics that I teach my clients don't require paid model. Like you can, I will be very quick. One fantastic tip: you can use 3 hashtags. One of these hashtags is your personal hashtag in a post, and this is going to be added to the URL, which is public, that is backlink, which Google is going to see. And this is how we pushed my brand to almost 30 million views on Google.
Wow.
So
Okay. So, I mean, for example, I'm looking at the paid model at the moment, and I was actually thinking, I played with it yesterday. I'm going back in after we've spoken today, actually. I couldn't see why I would want it. I mean, I understand that it opens up that you can send unlimited messages, but even then, if I only send a few messages a day, if they can be quite targeted. I couldn't quite get my head around, why do I need this?
because you are not limiting only in sending messages, but in number of connections you can establish. And filters on a search engine are much more in depth if you have a paid model, which you can't actually see when they promote it. But that's the reason why you can go much deeper into searching the right people who can actually help you to grow your business.
All right. Okay. Thank you. Well, that gives me some food for thought. I'm going to explore some more, as I say, actually, right after this call. Because unlike you, I don't have a day of interviews. I've had a few, but and there's me thinking you were the only one that was coming into you that was on your agenda today. I'm only a little bit hurt. No, I'm joking. It's actually an absolute pleasure that you've come here today. We've done it in the 7 minutes, and I did get some extra value out of you as well, which is awesome because it was a masterclass in just a few short minutes. So thank you so much for sharing with us. I'm going to shut the clock up because that's finished now.
My
But
pleasure.
I do have one more question to ask, which I always ask at this point. Actually, it's a three-parter. It's normally a two-parter, but because of something I said in the introduction, it's 3 parts. First part is How can people reach you if they'd like to find out more? I'm guessing that might have something to do with LinkedIn, but I might be wrong.
Yes.
The second question is there actually a valuable free resource they can get from you? Because that's a brilliant way of finding out more about exactly what you do, because sometimes people aren't ready to take that first step of just reaching out. And the third thing is, I mentioned that you have a best-selling book, and I'd love it if you would tell us A and B, A, how to get hold of it, and B, a little bit more about it, because I always think I'm a total bookworm and I love reading books.
Thank you so much. So yes, of course, they can find me on LinkedIn. That's number one. I'm actually on all social media, but I'm personally on LinkedIn. My assistants are taking care of other. My two websites, elegmacademia.com and catherinebiroy.com. The second question, I would like to give away my business training, Freedom Navigator, which is actually covering all of these three fire triangle topics, which I mentioned when we talked earlier. And about my book, Live From Your Heart and Mind, is actually a system for emotional intellectual growth. It has formulas and algorithms for emotional growth, and it has a short, quick IQ training to activate 2% of brain, which we actually don't use. So what I'm trying to do is to teach people how to activate the way of thinking, which is outside of the box, increasing the potential of the mind and establishing the balance in the potential of the heart, so we can operate on the highest potential of our human existence as we can.
Fantastic. Did you say 2% of your brain, which we don't use?
Yes, we only as adults have 2% of brain, but those are billions and billions of cells, so it's worth it.
Yeah, I don't think I bother to use even that much, to be honest. I'm quite lazy. What do I need my brain for? I leave that in bed when I go to work. Catherine B. Roy, it's been a pleasure and a delight meeting you today. Thank you, all the way from Serbia as well. Thank you so much for being on Goalbusters with us today.
It's my absolute pleasure. Thank you for inviting me.
You're extremely welcome. And remember, everybody, keep goal busting and make your future self proud. Bye-bye.
Thanks for tuning in to Goalbusters. If you're enjoying it, please subscribe, rate and review it on your favourite podcast platform. Your support is very much appreciated. And if you're ready to boost your online profits, skyrocket your productivity, crush procrastination, and see a positive change in your bank balance, all within just 30 days, this is your opportunity. Take my free 5-day challenge at www.skyrocketyourproductivitychallenge.com.